It's undeniable that New York was the birthplace of hip-hop.
Where Ray at?
For a
Where's
long
Ray at?
time, it was the epicenter of that cultural world. In fact, it wasn't until the 90s rise of the West Coast that this dominance was even challenged. But as the West lost steam and the Dirty South rose, New York, once the heart of hip-hop, started to fade into the background. And as the culture's former hub struggled to
I'm mostly gonna be listening. By the way, I'm about to clean. Okay, bet. Copy ready.
regain its footing, everyone pointed fingers at everyone else, with Mano saying,
Should we free
You
K
couldn't
Flock?
be mad at
Fuck no.
A$AP Rocky for getting on and saying that he was influenced by Houston music.
and Joe Budden arguing,
Me and 50
Pop Smoke made drill. Cap. He did not make drill. I'm not even gonna lie. He did not make drill,
are
mud.
the end of New York. Me and that my signing, the 50 signing. After that, it was the South. That was Walk It Out came out, and I'm blaming 50 and Ebro. I think both of them in combination killed it. Hey, you hear all the Atlanta say it now? They laugh at us. It's all that unity shit. In New York, though, nah, that wasn't the case back then. Ebro wasn't playing nobody in
That's
New
came up
York.
in my mind.
A$AP Rocky has to feel like
Nah.
that. Know why? Ebro wasn't playing no fucking A$AP Rocky. They was looking everywhere else but New York.
sadly, those old vets would be stuck reminiscing about the good old days and trying to assess what went wrong. And while they were all waiting around to find a new star to be given the torch, a new sound ignited the East Coast and put the Empire State back on the map. The music was New York drill, and for a long time, it seemed primed to take over the world. But as engaging as the music was, it came with a whole lot of baggage that threatened to derail it all at a moment's notice.
But I'm not even going front. New York drill from like 2019, with like from the Pop Smoke era all the way down to like the K Flock era. That was crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, gang. Like, when I say everybody was influenced by New York drill, everybody
Drill
was.
rap, the latest evolution in hip-hop's 50-year history in New York City. But it's often been linked to violence. And just yesterday, a popular drill rapper known as Chef G was one of 32 gang members charged in a string of violence that left one person dead and dozen others injured. But some are trying to change the perception of drill rap.
And unfortunately, the worst has happened. Because now, the momentum has all but withered away to nothing, due to a wide array of circumstances and tragic mishaps that either cut careers short, or sadly, even people's time on
Baby, welcome
Earth.
to the
And
party.
it wouldn't be
I'm
the
off
last
and
time
audible.
New York drill saw its brightest stars cut down before they could shine. Across the course of its history, this drill scene has been unfortunately defined by promising artists not being able to make the most of their hype through adverse circumstances. And unfortunately, this goes all the way back to the man who first brought the subgenre to commercial prominence.
Doesn't set New York back. We still created hip hop. We still have Sedgwick. We're and Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda be home soon.
Back in 2014, when Hot first dropped, Bobby Shmurda became a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
The track earned him a major deal with
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know if y'all was there during the Bobby Shmurda era, bro, but that, oh my god, I think that's what really set it off for like New York drill like rappers. For me, like when it came like the drill and shit, Bobby Shmurda and them, Rowdy Rebel, set that shit off, bro.
Epic
no
Records.
cap.
And at the time,
Back in
it looked like he
2014.
had unlimited potential. But that momentum was cut short when a RICO case sent not only Bobby, but his entire GS9 crew to prison. Even then, he built goodwill after taking a plea deal that gave him more
The
time
Tango grrrr, yo, bro. Yo.
behind bars, so Rowdy Rebel could come home earlier. When he finally came out the penitentiary, Bobby's street credibility made his streams skyrocket by more than 624%.
Damn!
Instead of building on that hype, his comeback fell flat. Allegations, weak records, and underwhelming performances dragged his name down to the point where he couldn't even sell out small venues and had to cancel his entire tour.
That's heavy.
Now, with his career nearing wreckage, Bobby has turned to blaming everyone but himself.
We got a mini tour coming up. I'm be releasing soon. I want y'all to get ready for that.
Yeah, how we tell him?
And I also
How we tell him, y'all?
want to apologize to all the blogs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I shot somebody's sister when I was growing up. I don't know if I shot somebody's brother. I don't know if I robbed somebody when I was growing up. But
Bro, how do we tell him that his music was just ass, mud? Like, it was just bad, bro. That's all it is, gang.
this week and the next week, I'm gonna be posting a lot of things that we're gonna be doing, and I do want some support from the blogs. Not that support that the all the support that I'm getting from, like, you know, academics, No Jumper, Angelina Jolie, whatever the name is. You know what I'm saying? Because the point blank, yeah, they hating. But listen. I just want this to say, I'm be dropping a lot of music, right? And the point that don't support what I'm doing, but they support all the bullshit that going on, all the fake shit that doing. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Since then,
I mean, he got a point though, that niggas only like want to talk about the bullshit niggas be doing. But if your music isn't good, it just isn't good, bro. And you just gotta, feel me, accept that, gang. Now, his most famous song is Hard. It is though. It is. But I'm talking about after he got out of jail, like, feel me? After he got out of jail, his songs didn't hit the same no more, bro.
who got famous for blatantly discussing real crimes, is now turning against hip-hop culture and claiming it's damaging to society.
And when these kids are following you guys and you're rapping about these lifestyles, it's in danger. It's very detrimental. You know what I'm saying? It's
He's
very
right. He's right
dangerous
about that, though.
to the communities that these little kids think that is going on, that you did not even live. I think rap's supposed to be telling motherfuckers to go from negative to positive, coming from poverty to going to riches and stuff like that, and how to stay in that and how to change. That's the shit I want to hear. I want to hear
the stutter is true. Yo, they make fun of his stuttering. Yo, but he's right though, Mike. You really should make music in a positive note, but at the same time, these rappers are just speaking about their life, bro. This is just their lifestyle, and this is their art, and this is all they know. So why not make music about it? Yeah, when bro got out, he turned into a June boy. Yo, he wasn't fake wildin' though. He wasn't fake all some crazy shit. No, I'll be honest.
I don't listen to rap.
Although hip-hop is supposed to provide that aspirational rags to riches story, there are way too many modern examples where this isn't something that can be sustained. And while Bobby at least still has the outside chance of redeeming himself, the legacies of others are now in the hands of their estates after they were tragically killed before their time.
Damn,
Here,
bro.
we
RIP
have none
Pop
other than
Smoke,
the late
bro.
great Pop Smoke. For a brief moment, Pop Smoke looked like the man who could carry Brooklyn drill to the top. With his gruff, unmistakable voice and natural superstar swagger, the Meet the Woo mixtapes made it clear he had something special. Tracks like Dior and Welcome to the Party were ringing
This
out
nigga was
worldwide
like that,
when
bro.
tragedy struck. Just a week after Meet the Woo 2 peaked at number 7 on the charts, Pop Smoke was killed in a Hollywood Hills Airbnb during a botched robbery. Overnight, New York drill lost its brightest star.
Bro, I'm starting to see, bro, when it comes to this New York drill shit, bro, that it's literally one of two things, bro. You're like, I don't even want to like put this out there, gang, but you're either gonna go to jail, bro, or you're gonna get shot at, gang, when you're doing this shit, bro. And what it's looking like, at least for New York drill, your career ain't gonna be long, bro. Holy Glaze. Wait, what's Glaze? What's Glaze?
And without him, the scene scrambled for a replacement, leading to imitators like Dusty Locane, whose career became defined by constant comparisons to Pop.
Say he look like he could be the one that made drill go crazy.
Pop Smoke, greatest.
I mean, shit, Pop Smoke was the one. I ain't gonna front, gang. Like, we can't even deny that.
You know that. You entitled to your opinion. You don't know me. It's just if you believe that, stick to that. Don't switch when you see now. I'm up. You feel me? I'm living better. I'm doing better. If you believe that at some point in time I'm trying to be somebody or whatever the case may be. Elementary mostly, he left around 5th grade, 66, anybody who know. Yeah. But yeah, we used to do like growing up, me, Mikey, Stag, Ace, all of us, you feel me, went to that same school. So it's like, that's why Pop got lit. I didn't try to, I grew up with him, I know him. Cause I feel like you gotta give people, that's his shine, it's his time. I feel like that's an attachment. Right. People feel like I gotta get attached cause I knew him. Yeah. You know, that's not really, I wasn't really my bop.
But any hope of occupying the same spot was almost immediately ruled out when Pop's grieving brother, Obasi Jackson, came at him for what he viewed as a blatant attempt to...
I don't think he's locked up, gang. I ain't go front. I think he's free, bro.
Pop died. Niggas took Pop from us too soon. So niggas is trying to figure out who the next Pop. But little do niggas know, there is no next Pop. There is nobody that could sound like him. Y'all could take word for word, but there's a vibe, there's a blessing that came with Pop Smoke that niggas do not have.
Facts, though.
I ain't trying to tell niggas don't eat. You feel me? That ain't my mission right now. My mission is saying, yo, if you are one of those people that sound like Pop, find your own style. Because it will come to a point world will have to end. Don't you understand? My thing is just that, yo, bro, I'm not sitting here trying to hear knockoffs. You feel me? Like, we want to hear the real deal. But if you're trying to copy Pop Smoke, there's no benefit to that.
And initially, it seemed like the man to fill the hole left by Pop was Pop himself. Courtesy of the shady businesses of posthumously released records, he would secure a #1 album with Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. And
I ain't gonna front, this album wasn't even that bad. I'll be honest, bro. This is really good. I fucked with it. Did y'all like it? Nah, it's just like he don't make music no more. I ain't gonna front. Yeah, bro, I mean, I might as well tell you. I'm actually supposed to meet, bro, him and Ron Suno next month.
Initially,
I might as well just tell you.
A lot of enthusiasm.
I'm gonna say because y'all already here.
Felt like a fitting encapsulation.
I mean, both of them. I mean, him and Ron Suno next month.
About, particularly because it was put together by people who truly cared, such as 50 Cent.
The parties involved that aren't necessarily doing it for the same reasons I'm doing it, being they're invested in financially.
I fuck with every Pop album when I was younger.
Okay, I'm doing it only based on the culture and what I would in my relationship with Pop Smoke. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So if you go, I wouldn't be working with these people. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have to develop the relationship to do something that I would like to do for Pop Smoke. As soon as I notice the record is positioning itself as #1, I feel like I did enough.
But while Pop's first posthumous album was praised,
he wasn't even alive when bro got popped.
the follow-up, Faith, was almost universally panned, seen as a corporate cash-in. Pop's manager Steven Victor caught backlash, and even Pusha T was denounced for promoting his own album on what was supposed to be Pop's project. Rowdy Rebel, calling out the label directly, wrote, "Shaking my head, I don't understand why my boy is not on this track. You know, these industry dudes is straight suckers." Pop's close friend and producer Mike D was also blindsided, admitting, "I had no involvement in my dog's album. Didn't even know an album was dropping until it got broadcasted on the internet.
That's actually
With no
wild.
more unreleased music left in the vault, Pop's catalog ended on a sour note, and today, his name is more likely to appear in controversy, like when Adam 22 gave a platform to Pop's killers. One of them, Blockstar, even
bro. I
explained—
don't like the fact that this nigga Adam, bro, like, he's really weird for that, bro. Why would you do that, gang? You're like, come on, bro. You mad messy for that too, nigga. Gotta keep up my sub streak going facts, bro. Keep it going, gang.
saying it was simply because things were getting out of hand.
No one was intended to get hurt that night. Nobody's intended to get hurt. I know we was just kids being kids from the hood, and too much movement from everybody in the house. Too much shit going on. It was too much shit going on. So it's like it wasn't intentionally.
As for his recently granted release, Blockstar had no
Deep-ass
argument when it
voice.
came to questions of whether he should still be inside.
They right. I did get off too lightly.
Yeah, California be like that now.
Damn.
But yeah, that's how it is, California. Well, I mean, I can't say what was happening to me, but honestly, I was on nobody.
But perhaps most shockingly of all, he also refused to say sorry for what happened. Now elevated to legend status, the sad thing when it comes to Pop is that if he was still around, then New York drill might be in far better health than it currently is.
Facts.
Because while some of the modern stars possess—
cause Pop Smoke, that nigga was versatile as fuck for a drill rapper, gang, from Brooklyn, nigga. Dead ass. He was going to like revamp drill, like literally change it. But he died at 19, bro.
elements of what he had.
At 19
they
years
can't seem
old,
to
bro.
be able to join up the
Or I think
dots.
20 years old, my
and
bad.
a prime example
At
of
20.
that comes in the form of a man who was actively co-signed by Pop.
Pop say drill no cap, dead ass.
Oh yeah, that record's crazy. Yeah, 5-Yo Foreign.
Remember I told y'all.
Okay.
5-Yo.
I seen he just got.
I was about to say 19. I think he died. I think it was 20 years old because he just I think he just turned 20 and then he died.
Got the deal too.
He not with us. He not with them.
It was 20. Yeah, it was 20 because he just turned 20. I remember.
You understand? That's like hard.
Exploding onto the scene with breakout hits like Big Drip, people could be forgiven for assuming that 5-Yo Foreign emerged fully formed as a star in the making. But in actual fact, the Brooklyn MC who was signed to Mace's Rich Fish label had previously rhymed under the name Light 5-Yo. And even as he initially garnered success, the long-standing mystery over his age became a meme. Despite claiming he was around the same age as his teenage contemporaries, the 2011 video for Boss resurfaced, with 5-Yo appearing way back when drinking alcohol and being extensively tatted up.
Ain't nobody better be. Swag on point like the letter.
And from then on out,
yeah, I'm so glad he ain't rapping like that no more. I'm so glad he ain't rapping like that no more. Cause nigga, his music was not gonna go up if he ain't changed his style, bro. That shit is ass.
people struggled to take anything he said about his age or background at face value.
had to change. I had to grow up instantly. You know what I mean?
Okay, like how old were you at the time?
I was what year is this now? 2020? It's now 4 years ago.
2016.
I was 4 years ago. No,
2000.
Now it's 2020, right?
Yeah.
That was 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah. So for 4 years, I was I got signed like the past year, but after that, like I guess I still had the crib for a little while because they can't kick you right out. But then like it was over. So I've been outside. I was outside. I call it outside. I don't really call it I just call it outside. I was outside for like 3 years.
Okay, because at one point you were working at White Castle.
In high school, like 9th grade.
Okay.
9th, 10th, 11th.
That's the worst place to work at.
I was working with my girlfriend at the time.
He said Chief Keef influenced him to rap, but this was 2011. Fabio always asked the year because he got to do the math to figure out what age he should be. Just say you're 30 and
Nah, Fabi is fake slow though. I ain't gonna lie.
keep it moving.
He's fake
30?
slow.
He's like 40. Despite the doubts, Fabio pushed forward, and in the wake of Pop's passing, many saw him as the next man to carry New York drill. His biggest moment came with Kanye West. His feature on Off the Grid led to another album on his debut album, Bible. That project opened at number 9 with 29,000 units. Respectable, but nowhere near the momentum Pop once had. Since then, Fabio hasn't charted, and his 2023 EP Without Warning landed with barely a ripple. Instead, he's becoming an easy target for trolling. Whether it was beefing with Blackboy Max alongside Lil TJ, or getting a Timberland boot tattoo that felt less like a proud nod to New York street culture and more like pure cringe. This dude gets older and dumber every year. The public's growing disrespect is only part of the story. Like many of his peers, Fabio also ran into serious legal trouble. On New Year's Day in New Jersey, he allegedly threatened a woman with a gun during a parking dispute. He was hit with multiple charges, including weapons possession, aggravated assault, and terroristic threats. In the end, a guilty plea to third-degree terroristic threats cut his time down to 196 days served, sparing him a long sentence. Since then, Fabio has kept working, but it hasn't really added up to much. And while he still has his freedom, plenty of other New York drill stars never even got the chance to see how far their careers could go because instead of studios, they're stuck in cells. One of the brightest examples is K Flock. Among the many drill prospects now behind bars, none had more momentum than K Flock. Allegedly tied to this.
Bro, the whole K Flock story is a sad case, gang. I'm not even gonna lie. This nigga was really him at a point in time, bro.
700
I ain't gonna lie,
the
bro.
YGs, and his own crew, the OGs. K spent much of his youth in and out of juvenile detention, and it was there where he first started rapping. Pushed by his friend and mentor B-Love, K began dropping tracks that quickly caught fire. Songs like Opspada and PSA pulled in tens of millions of streams, and with a Lil TJ cosign, his buzz exploded. By late 2021, Capitol Records had signed him to a deal rumored to be around $3 million. But just 1 month after releasing the acclaimed DOA tape, his career came to a halt. K was arrested in connection with the killing of a 24-year-old by the name of Oscar Hernandez, a case that's remained murky ever since. Early reports claim K walked into a barbershop, antagonized Hernandez, and sparked a shootout. But K has always said it was self-defense. After he turned himself in, surveillance footage surfaced showing Hernandez actually following K outside. Evidence his legal team says supports the claim he acted to protect himself.
I'm not gonna front. If K Flock was down south, he would be out of jail right now, bro. If I'm being honest, bro. But New York, they do not play about guns. They don't care if you was defending yourself, nigga. You have a gun and you use it. GG, say goodbye. They not playing, bro, at all. And what's crazy is the nigga that K Flock knocked off, bro. He had a gun on him too. Don't matter. Don't matter. GG's. Facts. This is a sad case, bro. But hey, it is what it is, my nigga. Shit, yeah, that's when it happened. That's when they came out the door. They heard the gunshots. That's why everybody walking out now. They heard the gunshots.
And no matter how much time passed, his lawyer has never wavered in the argument either.
Apparently about Kevin.
Okay. So without saying too much, you're arguing obviously self-defense. That's the crux.
You know, that could be one of the arguments, self-defense, and I would say to the public,
it is though.
You know,
it is self-defense.
Walking up to you with a loaded, it's pretty clear is going to use it.
Chad, do y'all not think that's not self-defense though? Like, for me, bro, he had to, bro, because it was either gonna be K Flock or it's gonna be him. Because the nigga that like I just said, the nigga that K Flock knocked off had the pipe on him. So what's it gonna be then? So what's it gonna be? Feel me?
the criminal record a mile
He had to do what he had to do. That's the life of the
the
streets, bro.
Or do you not
It's
want
sad, though.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't hesitate.
For a long time, the future looked grim for him, with academics claiming in February
Facts.
2023
Feel me,
that
bro?
the feds just unsealed an indictment on K Flock for a RICO charge and murder. The mandatory minimum if he doesn't beat those charges or snitch is life in prison. He is still facing state charges of murder that have him locked up. Now facing a long list of charges, K Flock's trial began in May, and the fate of his co-defendants offered a grim preview of what could come his way. Most of those alongside him took plea deals to avoid life sentences or worse. Zay Muna and Nick B were handed 15 and 12 years, while
Damn.
Aloy received 138 months, over 11 years, for pleading guilty to attempted murder and racketeering. Even with all that, K has stayed optimistic, insisting that he'll be free soon.
Hey yo, like, I'll be back real soon. Shout out to my fans and my supporters, man. I love all y'all, man. For all of you out there, violence, man. For me, and do what y'all supposed to do, man. For me, get through life correctly, bro. Like.
Rather than being silent, Flock has remained active online from behind bars. Recently, he blew the whistle on the Essex County Correctional Facility where he's being held, claiming that they are currently giving out molded food, which was causing inmates to throw up blood and feel weak.
That's disgusting, bro. And this is why you don't ever want to be in prison, y'all. Ever, bro. Bro, if you're a regular civilian, stay that way. And if you a gangster, be a regular civilian, bro. I'm trying to tell you, gang.
Then he discussed his predicament, declaring that the feds hit me with a RICO and labeled me a chief. But despite his protests and all the debate around the case, K Flock was found guilty and is now looking at up to 20 years in the pen. With that, another budding career was extinguished before I got the chance to get off the ground. But sometimes, an artist has already made tracks towards genuine stardom, only for their long-standing ties to the streets to come back and ruin it all.
Sad case.
Sadly, this is where the story of Casanova lies, a famed MC who was once a Celeste of A$AP Rocky, Cass, who'd become
LAPD believed there was no murder in David and Celeste Riva's case.
synonymous
Excuse
with
me?
the untouchable gorilla Stone Nation Bloods.
Word?
Didn't actually join a gang till he was serving time in a juvenile detention center.
I turned blood in jail. You know what I'm saying? Because I started fighting them so much that they was like, man, you down, man. Come on. All right, we hear you. You ain't even Crip, you blood. And again, you fight for your cookies. There was little stuff like that. That was the trials and tribulations, like the getting punched in the face at a young age. Like, oh my God.
That shit's not okay, bro.
Even with moving
I ain't
out of the
gonna lie.
country, Casanova built momentum and eventually signed with Jay-Z's Rock Nation, determined to prove someone like him could make it. I'm not a GOAT, but I'm hope. He told Revolt in 2019, I'm a prime example of you could do it. A lot of rappers are silver-spooned, or they're not who they say they are. They really didn't go through the mud. I'm proof that you can be incarcerated, come home, and change your life around. By then, he knew the streets weren't where he belonged anymore, and he needed to realign his priorities if he wanted the success he'd been chasing.
If the people that signed me don't want me in their establishment, being tough ain't cool.
Right.
Being
They
tough
don't
ain't
want that.
cool. It
You know
ain't.
what I'm saying? And,
It ain't, bro.
You know, other labels might allow their
Bro, we're in a new era now, bro, gang, where trying to be tough is not in anymore, bro. Streamers are the new wave now, bro, and it's okay to be a goofball, okay? It's okay, bro. That tough guy shit, not it no more. And I thank God that we're out of that stage of life anymore, bro, that we don't have to be tough anymore. We can have fun.
artists is to wild out.
On God. Feel me, Toaster Strudel? On God, bro.
And troll and do whatever they
That
gotta
tough
do
shit
to
is not it no more.
Get the,
Niggas don't care
get
about
the
that.
artist lit, but Rock Nation ain't with that. They like, I'm happy I'm there because they kind of like babysitting me. You know what I'm saying? So I just, at the end of the day, I don't want to be tough. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that stigma because you can't get no money.
But as his star grew, it appears he didn't fully let go of his gang ties, as he was indicted in 2020 alongside members of the notorious untouchable gorilla Stone Nation. In the RICO case, members of the crew were accused of everything from firearm possession to conspiracy to distribute narcotics. From the outset, Cass
Damn.
declared that he was innocent, and that it was his status as a high-profile figure in hip-hop that led to these charges being unjustly leveled against him.
As you already know, I'm fighting serious charges right now. But I'm innocent. That's one. Two, I've been fighting my whole life, so I'll get through this. Just understand how they can get you jammed up. You don't know nobody, you ain't got nothing to do with nothing, they still get you jammed up.
Facts.
Rappers, we are a target. Just be careful out there. Watch who you associate with. Watch who people bring you around. I'll see y'all soon, God willing.
But after initially
Spitting
going on
facts.
the run, Cass was subject to a nationwide manhunt. Then, in December of that year, he turned himself in. His wife, Swaggy Jazzy, actually documented his surrender on IG, with Cass promising.
I'm not gonna front. Would y'all go on the run if y'all know that y'all soon enough are gonna get arrested? Would you go on the run or would you turn yourself in?
Think that he would be home sooner than she thought. Once behind bars, Cass's lawyers put together a $2.5 million bond package, even offering 5 properties as collateral, but the judge denied it, citing him as a fraud after his earlier attempt to outrun the law. Prosecutors then built their RICO case with everything from IG posts showing guns and marijuana to wiretap conversations with his gang leader. In the end,
I'll find a way to Japan. Hey, my nigga, you might have to take a boat there.
And the wild part is, Cass had openly talked about how situations like this usually play out.
You go to the feds for fucking RICO, and they offer you 20 years and you're a millionaire. You're telling.
Facing a possible
facts.
Sentence,
I'm telling. I don't mean to keep pausing on my bad, but I'm telling.
Cass was thrown into solitary for 4 months, isolated into a windowless cell to pressure him into cooperating. Eventually, he took a plea deal. While there's no evidence he snitched, Cass admitted to moving between 100 to 400 kilos of marijuana and playing a role in a 2020 Florida shooting, among other crimes. In a last attempt at leniency, he wrote to the judge, claiming he only leaned on gang ties to gain prominence in hip-hop, but it wasn't enough. He was handed 15 years, and turning his back on the crew would soon come back to haunt him. Not long after entering prison, Casanova was stabbed.
These internal reports from correction officers say Senior was slashed with a weapon by another inmate, Ulysses Lugo, and then chased him down with the help of others. We spoke with one officer who responded to the scene.
Lugo couldn't see his face because he was saturated in blood. You couldn't see it at the time because his whole face was saturated.
They gave him a $157 times? Oh, hell no.
In blood, and his whole uniform was saturated in blood. Inmate Senior was sitting there and blood was just coming out of his face.
The stabbing came after Cass publicly declared he was no longer repping the gang. In retaliation, inmate Ulysses Lugo slashed his face before Cass and others fought back, leaving Lugo needing stitches.
That's insane. Facts.
Afterward, Cass tried once more to gain release from prison, but his requests were denied. Despite all of his potential, his story shows how past ties can block the path to a new life. But not every drill rapper's fate has been the same. Some have managed to dodge their charges and keep pushing forward. One of those is Sleepy Hollow. Alongside Chef G, he's been a staple of New York drill for years.
Hey, Sleepy's been the most, one of the most smartest niggas when it comes to this New York drill shit. Him, B-Love, and there's some other nigga I can't think of right now.
Hyped tracks, and
but
even helping spark Doechie's anxiety after sampling her Swamp Sessions version long before the official release.
Sleepy, you kind of had another viral moment recently. Anxiety got a whole new set of legs.
Yeah, that was crazy.
How did you find that sample in the first place?
I was scrolling. I seen her freestyle it first, and I'm just like, yo, and then my man sent it to me. And I'm like, bro, I was just listening to this, listen to the whole freestyle. I'm like, yo, this shit is so fire. So I took her hook part, the anxiety part. I already had a song called Anxiety before, because that's like, I just loved speaking about that topic. That's how that came out. Sent it to John.
That song was tough, too.
Beat, and just went crazy.
Yeah,
shout out to Doechie, too. Thanks, sir.
Type, does it trip you out seeing how even she's blown up, and now that song, as of the recording of this interview, that original sample just charted number 10.
Yeah, she did that. So I feel like it just be about the shit that people don't talk about. And anxiety is one of them things.
He make a lot of good songs for not that. Sleepy is dumb nice. I ain't go front, bro. I gotta get him on the stream one day, y'all. Y'all think I can get Sleepy on the stream one day?
Yeah, shout out to her.
Cause he funny too.
His sales haven't amounted to blockbuster numbers. He's consistently fared quite well in that arena. Or at least he did until 2024's Read This When You Wake Up, basically vanishing without a trace. Sleepy's latest project may not have produced a hit on the level of Two Sauce or Murder, She Wrote, but at least he isn't locked up. In 2023, he and longtime collaborator Chef G were swept up in a massive RICO case targeting gangs in Flatbush and Crown Heights. They were among 32 people named in a 140.
I believe in you, brother. You can do whatever you put your mind to. Hey, I appreciate you told the truth. Thank you again. That really means a lot, yo. I appreciate you, bud. I fuck with all y'all, gang. I love y'all, gang.
And even a murder caught on camera. Sleepy was charged with conspiracy to commit murder and gun possession, but avoided jail after posting a hefty bail. Since then, he's kept dropping heat alongside Chef G, and above all, he remains as uncompromising as ever, with his unresolved case still hanging over his head. But where he's still able to forge ahead, his rhyming partner hasn't been so lucky. Although initially released on a huge cash bail, Chef G wound up pleading guilty to attempted murder, but ultimately received a little leniency because there was little evidence linking him to that specific crime.
Counts of second-degree attempted murder and second-degree and fourth-degree conspiracy. The DA had asked for 20 years, but Brooklyn Supreme Court Justice Danny Chun gave Williams 5 years behind bars plus 5 years post-release supervision, explaining, quote, "I take into account consideration that you are not alleged with shooting anybody, not alleged to actually being the person who shot at or did commit the shooting, and that is very important in my opinion." Chef says he first joined a gang at the age of 12 and understands people might find that shocking. But in certain neighborhoods like his,
Bro, that's really sad, gang. What is a 12-year-old child doing being in a gang, bro? You're supposed to be like watching like WWE or like playing like a sport or some shit like football or something. Like, what is you doing in a gang, bro?
We're assumed to be gang affiliated because of what street you grew up on.
Now facing a 5-year bid, the Trapper has been very candid about both his music career and upcoming sentencing in recent interviews.
It's always going to be tough, you know what I'm saying? That's something very hard to prepare for, but
Fucking
it's like
piece of
you
bacon.
build and you build and you put the right things in place and the right people in place.
Bad little kids, that ass, man.
Now on the brink of spending years behind bars, Chef recently saluted his girl as the time turning himself in gets closer. With Chef G and Casanova behind bars, many of drill's early innovators have been forced out of the spotlight. Others tried to step in. But for rappers like C Blue,
yes, C Blue, that's what I'm talking about. He's dumb smart.
The streets came back to haunt them. Born Cameron Williams in the Bronx,
Wait, huh?
C Blue wasn't always chasing rap. In high school, he played sports and even dreamed of being a biochemist. Music, he later admitted, was more about securing the bag than being a lifelong career. But after catching a gun charge at 14, he leaned harder into hip-hop. His breakout hit Ozone put him on the map, leading to collabs with K-Flocked and 26AR, and eventually a major deal with Interscope. That advance money would prove useful sooner than expected. One night, outside a Bronx bodega, cops confronted him. When he refused to take his hands out of his pockets, a scuffle broke out. Then, a gun went off, leading both C Blue and Officer Kasim Pennant shot in the leg.
Oh,
Blue
that's
was
what
immediately
happened. Okay, that's how it happened. I didn't know how we shot him.
Arrested on assault and weapons charges. Afterwards, he told fans in a statement, "Believe nothing you read and half of what you see. My day ones know what it is. My label and loyal fans are standing by me through this." Although police accounts spread quickly in the media, C Blue would later explain what he says really happened that night.
The real story is I was shot by the police. You feel me? A lot of people troll, say I shot myself. No, it's not what happened. The police shot me. Dad, I was walking to my vehicle, you know, regular going in my car. I was approached. I stopped. I asked the officer, like, you know, what's the issue? Why do you want to talk to me? Why am I being stopped? He didn't answer my questions. He just proceeded to put his hands on my body, and he ended up firing a weapon that ended up hitting me. I personally don't know. Like, he went to grab and a shot got fired. I got hit in my leg and his partner got grazed.
C Blue's team argued he was targeted because he was a drill rapper. After the incident, he was released on $250,000.
That is a fact though. They do be targeting drill rappers, bro. If you're a rapper in New York City, gang, you're gonna get targeted for a fact no matter what. They don't care. Them cops, for me, they fake corrupt out there in the city, bro.
Money reportedly coming from his Interscope advance. That move outraged critics who wanted to see him behind bars. NYPD Police Benevolent Association President Patrick Lynch declared, "The people of the Bronx won't be safe as long as he's on the bench." The individual chose to carry illegal guns twice. He chose to fight with and shoot a New York City police officer. There's no reason to believe he won't do the exact same thing when he's out on the street tonight. Though tried as an adult at first, the case shifted from Bronx Supreme Court to family court before eventually being dropped. Despite widespread belief that he had a gun, the judge ruled that the arresting officer's testimony was useless. It was inconsistent with the video. It was inconsistent with his fellow officer's testimony. It was self-serving. It had no value. Police unions blasted the decision, with Lynch calling it an absurd outcome that should outrage every New Yorker who wants to get illegal guns off our streets. Yet, despite everything, Blue has remained surprisingly calm, saying he doesn't hold bitterness towards the cops.
I don't have nothing against the police. You know, I appreciate the things they do that are good, but I feel that they definitely do target drill artists a little bit more than the average guy because of the things we say in our music. But not everyone who says something lives by those codes and walks around doing those things. But because so like music is art, so everyone is saying these things to reach a different audience.
C-Blue's issues with the NYPD didn't end there. In September 22, while sitting in a Hyundai, cops spotted a handgun under the front passenger seat. After a tense standoff, he was then taken into custody and held on a $100,000 bond. His lawyer, Don Florian, insisted he was innocent. My client was outside a car. Police came with their guns out, circling around the block. There's plenty of surveillance footage. Police targeted my client, guns drawn. He was scared for his life. He took out his phone. His hands were up. At the time, Blue was reportedly just trying to call his mother. At the hearing, prosecutors even used his social media and music against him, despite it being artistic expression. Still, C-Blue has stayed focused on his craft, recently collaborating with KK Spin and LJGZ, and continuing to rap about the street life, even dissing dead ops and threatening rivals. But if history has shown anything, it's that blurring the line between rap and reality rarely ends well.
Facts.
For New York drill, it remains a dangerous cycle, one that too often leads to either a jail cell or a gravestone.
Yeah, that's a fact though. I ain't gonna frame. That's a sad case too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It is what it is though for me.
Whoa. Yeah. What? Straight out the mud like your boy's a G. Now I get racks every day of the week.